debate, Chief.
Hey, bro, Sanchez, thank you, brother, for having us over today. I want to say peace and paradise to all the American Aborigines and all the truth searchers out there.
It's what we do it for. Let's get up in here, man. We lit. We're waiting for this. Let's see where it's gonna go. Shout out Sanchez, flat motherfucking power. You know the vibes. We in here.
Damn, man.
Now,
Are you guys ready to rumble? Let's get it.
You know, I want to cut my camera on. I ain't hiding, but it's saying it's failing me. I don't know. It must be running somewhere else. I don't know, but so I'm gonna have to go no camera. All right. So yes, Chief, I'm gonna be honest, man. I remember a couple of other arguments, but not all of them. We could go ahead and lead off with the first argument, and fairly right now we just
Hey, let's do this. Let's do this. This home, you're home, right? And what I would like to do, you know, we were gonna flip, so who's gonna go first or whatever. I like to start it out with opening arguments. And can we do that?
Okay.
So I won't let you, since it's home, you could go first. Your opening arguments and Big Aboriginal Power, and then I ask my first question. And then once again, because you're home, we'll let you go. Or make the decision on who answered the first question.
All right. Let me quit trying to fondle with the camera.
Flat motherfucking power.
Hey, flat power with my brother.
Sound fire. Peace and blessings, everybody. Let's get it, man. Shout out to bro Sanchez for having me on once again.
Most definitely. To the people in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and go no camera just for the sake of keeping the show moving forward. I don't want to spend minutes fondling with my camera trying to get it on. We just gonna go like this. Salutes to everybody. And I'm gonna start with the open argument. Like I said, I don't remember all the arguments, but we will get through them all. Let's start with the main thing that's on the table, and then we'll get to these other kind of side arguments that we had as far as where is science originate from, because I was saying that is universal, and the brother was saying it's not universal. Also with the universal versus non-universal argument, we was talking not only about science, but about math.
Advance of science. You know, the advancements of science. You know, the advancements of math, or what we call, you know.
We'll talk about that when we move to that. But let's start with the main thing at hand, which is where the original Aboriginals of this land, were their spiritual system influenced by India/Buddhist people. And the earlier name for that spiritual system would have been Jainism. Were the early Americans, were the early Aboriginal indigenous people of this land, when we ask about what kind of spiritual practice they had, Brother Sanchez is saying that their spiritual system was influenced by systems of India, the Khmer Empire, Buddhism, Jainism, and etc., what we call Indus Valley culture. And so that's the opening argument that I'm putting down on the table, and I want to hear what my opponent thinks about that argument, whether he opposes it in total, how he, you know what I'm saying, whether he stand on that. That's the main thing. You want to unmute?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I disagree with that. I'm gonna the spiritual systems would have been different. They was independently developed here. As a matter of fact, it was influenced to other places as well, such as India. I believe that the actual spiritual systems that was in America influenced what we call Jainism, Buddhism, and what we call over there in that particular area. I believe it traveled from here to there, and we're gonna get into it. But we're gonna get into the we're gonna get into that. Yeah.
So I'm not debating whether the system came from America or from India. I'm debating whether they were influenced by India at all. See, I ain't arguing who gave who this spiritual system. I'm arguing whether early Americans Buddhists at all.
Oh no, they wasn't. Absolutely not.
Okay, that's what we want to deal with. And that's where the smoke at, because I'm saying that the early Americans were practicing a form of Buddhism and Hinduism spirituality. So now we can begin with the debate on that right there.
All right, let's get it. Go ahead, you got the flow.
And you know what? We agreed on a format, but screw the format. The way we doing it now, man. If it stays like this, I think this is pretty good and casual. If you cool with it, I'm cool with it, Abo. What you think? Or we can go ahead and get somebody in the.
I mean, we can do it formal. I mean, if somebody want to get some time,
here it is.
if
we can have a base time, 5 to 10 minminutes, that give you enough time to do what you got to do, and if y'all gentlemen, we have
that makes sense.
You guys give me time to rebuttal. Each round, each thing that we're gonna discuss. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this right here, right? Wait 1 minute.
Yeah, you got a timer?
You know what? I'm about to get that up right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I ain't even we ain't starting yet, so I'm being fair. All right, cool. So I need a timer that everybody can see. Now, how can I do that? Let me think about this, y'all. Actually, I'm gonna put a timer up on the screen. As long as it's posted in the live where the audience can see it publicly on the video, then y'all gotta trust me that I'm not cheating you on the time, because I wouldn't be able to cheat you if everybody looking at it. So whether y'all can see it or not, we're gonna put the clock up on the video right now. Hold on. It's a free one on. Yep, I thought it was. Now, if I go timer, I already got 5 minutes on the clock. So let me put that up now. Y'all give me a minute. I ain't used this stopwatch in a while. So now let me incorporate that into screen. Dang, there we go, right there. Okay, let me crop it a little bit. All right, man, we almost in there. Hold on. So I have the timer in the top right corner of the video above the chat room where everybody can see it, so we can be fair. And let's get it. So I'm going to start the timer, and then I will begin. And you know what? I'm definitely not going to use no 5 minutes. This is an opening argument, and I definitely don't need 5 minutes to make my opening argument. Okay, I'll need like 1 or 2 minutes, but that's good to have there so that we can have some time. And now check this out. So let's do that. Everybody should see the clock moving. Now, why do Brother Sanchez say that the early Americans were influenced by Buddhist spiritual practice? All right. I'm actually cheating myself because I didn't start my screen share yet. That's all good. I don't need. So there we go. That. Bam. All right, hold up. Blow it up a little bit. There we go. Yo, Chief and everybody, can y'all see my screen share? Y'all can answer that real quick. Can y'all see my screen share? I'm screen sharing. Sister Betty, any of y'all? I had to reset my clock, man.
Yeah, I can see it, man. I'm over here talking with my goddamn mic muted, but yeah, I can see it. Like, it's clear.
I can see it. It's just a little delay. That's all.
Okay. So look, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm dealing with artifacts and what's said to be the oldest known architecture that's left upon this land. In other words, I'm attempting to let the ancestors speak for themselves. So if someone asks me for my sources, I have direct sources, which is artifacts, relics. One artifact that I'm presenting at this time is the one on the screen. This is a Olmec colossal statue, and it's not small. That'll fool you right there. This is a huge statue. It's called a colossal statue. I wish they had a human next to it so you can see kind of how big it is. But nevertheless, right? Let me make sure my mic is on, right? So yeah, people in the chat room, drop a one if y'all can hear my audio good. So I'm letting the land speak for itself. I'm not trying to deal with Western anthropologists speaking for our ancestors. I think our ancestors went through a lot of trouble making all this stuff so it'll stand the test of time to be able to speak for itself. So I'm opening up my opening statement to say, if this what I'm looking at represents an early Aboriginal American, this is what I'm basing part of what I'm basing my argument off of. I have more as well. So this is what we're calling, and we'll see this everywhere. When you go around the Olmec culture, you'll see the meditating black man, what they call the Black Buddha, sitting Indian style, like you see here. Let's explore some more. Black man right here, sitting Indian style up under the arch. You know what this story here come from, guys? If you know that Buddha meditated under a tree, and the tree was a serpent. The serpent and the tree was stolen from the Bible, and put in the Bible with the serpent and the tree. The famous image of the Buddha is him meditating under the serpent tree. So over here in America, we see the same thing. You can see the serpents above right here on the stone, the two serpents right there. In Kemet, they had the serpents on the Uraeus hill. So under the arch here, it's in Indian style, right? You have the meditating Buddha, the Black Buddha. When Columbus called these people Indians, he saw them sin Indian style. The hat that he's wearing in this picture is that of a Buddhist shaman. This is a form of shamanism, which is where we get the Santa hat from, right? And you can see the hat that he's wearing here, which was adopted by the first presidents as well. You can even see where the Confederate flag comes into play, but I'm gonna save that for later if we have to go there. But I'm just showing you just a little simple opening argument. The influence of Buddhist culture from the famous shaman hat to the meditating Buddha statues over here, with meditation and Sin Indian style is an exclusive practice of the Indus Valley. So I think that's a simple, small way to open up and see where we go from there with that. Why I say that the early Aboriginals were influenced by some form of Buddhist practice. And I'll yield the floor there. You with me? You guys, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll just make sure. I didn't know if Chief wanted to say something before I get into it. But all right, let's get it though, man. Peace to everybody. That was dope. Let me get my screen sharing going.
All right, and as soon as you start talking, I'm gonna start your timer.
All right, you gotta
hold on.
enable.
Let me do that now. Hold on a minute. You could do your thing now. Go ahead.
Can y'all see?
Now hold on a minute too. Okay, yeah. Now whenever you ready to go, let me know.
All right, I'm about to get ready to start now. Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. Let's get it. And my main basis is to use archaeology. We're going to use the first key to science, right? The first rule of science, which is observation, right? And we're going to use contemporary science to only agree with what my ancestors said. So we're going to give you both the ancient and we're going to give you the contemporary, which is right now, what is right now saying too. So right now, what you got right here is one of the oldest statue carvings of an Olmec inside of a plumed serpent. For those that don't know what a plumed serpent is, that's a dragon, a snake, whatever. This is at La Venta. And if you notice right here what he's holding, this bag, and this is going to be very significant because this serpent is significant. When you go into Olmec cosmology and history and understanding, this is a way of travel, and usually when you see this serpent, information, civilization is sprung up from it. And how do you know? Because you started to see the signs of civilization. It's able to withstand the tales of time. And this bag right here holds all the things you need to jumpstart civilization. You're gonna see this bag at a few different spots. You also see it right here. This is also from another high relief carving in Mesopotamia. And you see these same bags. You're gonna see the same zootypes. You're gonna see the same serpent. The reason you see these particular things is because the Olmecs invented and created a lot of tools that you would need to start civilization. Now, going back to the Buddhists and the Buddhism and the Hindus, that culture only goes back a certain while. When the Olmec culture was thriving and arriving almost double its time. As a matter of fact, in South America, where you find some of the Olmec culture and where you find pre-classic period Mayan culture, you find the Maya. And the Maya was sophisticated with documenting and carving who they was as Negro, and very sophisticated record keeper. And the Maya, it gave birth to almost all religions. As a matter of fact, in the cosmology of the Buddhists, the mother of Buddha is Maya, literally giving birth to this what we call religion. And so we're gonna get into all that here in a second as well. I'm not gonna hold you with my open arguments. That's just my premise. We're gonna show how the science went from here to there and how it originated here. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat, man.
Hey, I want to say thank you, brothers, for the opening statements.
All right, so let me go ahead and get my closing. And you want to interject before I go with my 5? Keith, you can go ahead before I put my 5 on. Hey, Chief, if you want to interject before I begin mine, that's all right. I can wait. Are y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay.
I don't know.
I hear you loud and clear.
it was breaking up.
I'm just muted. I can hear you good.
Well, you both say you guys are American Aborigines, right? Correct?
Hold on.
We all identify on the panel as American Aborigines, correct?
Hold on. I don't want to. I still got to come in with my Olmec argument to this first little argument before we go into the Aboriginal. Hold on a second. We did the openings, we didn't do the closings. Salutes to y'all. I'll make okay.
Hold on. Could y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. You got it.
My question to everybody on the panel, you and brother Aboriginal power, Sister Betty, we all American Aborigines, correct? We all identify as American Aborigines, correct?
No doubt, no doubt. I'm with y'all on that.
Okay, so the first question, as promised last night, in the face-off, weigh in, who are the first Americans? Bro Sanchez, you have
Hold on. It ain't time. That's what I was saying. You
They
getting
said I didn't have no audio in the text.
Yeah,
Y'all heard me when I just got done speaking.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can definitely hear you. Let me stop this. Let me get the clock stopped. Hold up a second. All right, so guys, before Chief, you need to hold that question right there. We ain't done with the first one yet. So me and Aboriginal Power got another closing to do with this first little Olmec Buddha thing. And that's kind of the foundation of the whole joint. So let me go ahead and get ready to start my time and all that. So hold on. That what he showed was, I think, the Sumerian handbag as well, Aboriginal Power. I think so, yeah. You going deep, brother. I rocks with that. A lot of people. Yeah, let me go ahead and build on that with you. So I'm gonna start my timer. And there we go. I ain't gonna need it all. He brought up what's called the Sumerian handbag. And he said this handbag represent everything you need to quote unquote jumpstart civilization. Everybody know if you ain't got power, you can't build a nation. The foundation of all government systems is energy grids and energy systems. Man did not build civilizations until he learned how to harness energy. This is a big fact. You ain't civilized till you cut the damn lights on. Other than that, you on the level of the animals. So let's get that straight, that man's ability to harness energy is what made him start to build ancient metropolises around the world. And one thing that they're not telling us about history is that the technology we using today is way older than what they want us to know. Everything from the light bulb to the electric circuit, all of this stuff is ancient stuff. And when we say that this handbag started civilization, it's kind of laughable. We know that a Gucci bag can't start a nation, right? We know that a literal purse can't start a nation. What a lot of people don't know is that this ain't a handbag. What started civilization was when they learned, when our ancestors invented the battery. This is something I uncovered on my channel several streams ago. We're not looking at a handbag. This ain't no Louis Vuitton type concept here. This ain't a fashion design that started civilization. This was one of the most important discoveries on Earth when man learned how to make a battery and harness power. Electricity, he became Thor. He now started to create gods like Zeus and Thor to brag about his knowledge over electricity, right? So when we look at these images, we think it's a handbag, and we may even think this is a literal mermaid, but it's not. Our ancestors call these guys serpent men because they dealt with the knowledge of the sine wave. Our ancestors wanted a way to personify this knowledge so that you can even teach it to a child. So these men were called Nagas. These were guys who unlocked the secrets of how to harness and generate energy via the sine wave. And this is how industry began. And when we say Indus Valley, industry, the root word of industry is Indus. Industry itself comes from the Indus Valley, people. Industries, assembly systems, power systems. And I can show you the first energy systems in Cambodia called Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is a huge power plant, and they're not even hipping us to what we're looking at here. Many scientists have proven that and when you look at the name of it, the word anchor is to harness, and the word watt is energy. There's water around it because it was dealing with hydro electromagnetic energy systems that would have fed off one another. This whole thing would have been the capital of a huge system that would have fed the village spreading outward from here. This is ancient technology. You can look at this like a computer circuit or something like that from a top-down view. And I ain't gonna go deep into anchor watt technology. I wanted to show him about the handbag he mentioned. You're saying that the Olmecs predate the Vedic people when all of the world's astronomy systems is based on the Vedic systems, even the ones the Olmecs had. The Vedics had the most accurate and oldest astrology system on earth. We still use it today. So I'm not saying that the Olmecs are older than the Vedics. I'm saying they were the Vedics. And the reason that Columbus called them niggers because he was mispronouncing the word Naga, which is the black Buddha, the black man who knows the knowledge of the universe, the black man who knows how to power his own house and harness energy. That's the threat. And I yield the floor.
Do we want to let Chief say something before? Oh, well, I guess I'll finish my closing round before you get into it, Chief. You can finish this right after the closing round.
Right, just the closing arguments. Right?
Hold on, let me reset the clock real quick.
No problem.
All right, and I'm ready for who's ever. Oh, well, we don't put a clock up for Chief because you ain't gonna need 5 minutes. I'm sure you just interject.
Yeah. No, right now I haven't asked a question yet to get the debate going. You guys are still in your opening arguments. You just rebutting each. He's just going his rebuttal to your. Was that your closing of your opening, so to speak?
Yeah, that's. I think me and him only gonna do about 2 rounds on that argument right now, and we can move on to what else you want to throw in, and we can revisit this one later. We don't have to stay here for the whole.
Well, I mean, what you guys are talking about is a part of some of the questioning. A part of civilization is one of the subjects that we talked about it last night. So civilization, hey, that's what you guys are showing. So we're gonna have to get into that. So I like you guys are showing screen sharing, showing sources. So let's let Big Aboriginal Power rebut that, and then let's get into the question because we're gonna get back into that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna get into my closing round.
Okay.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Because
no problem.
You know, we definitely gonna. That's a big part of spirituality. Is a big part of this conversation, so to speak, when we talk about civilization. And civilization is the big chunk.
It's all good.
It's
all good.
So
let's do it.
So the reason why I asked the question as far as us all being American Aborigines is because I wanted to know who we are, what we're speaking on, because it's about getting the information to the people. You understand what I'm saying?
And also, let me say this too. To the people that's in the chat room, if these brothers agree to have a post-debate show right after the debate, I'm talking about literally shut this one down and come right back with the other one.
I'll take anybody else that want that smoke.
Yeah, we'll have people from the crowd. Hey, that's what I like about these guys. Let's drop a bomb.
We had questions. We want to definitely bring other people on or whatever at the end of the.
But let me get into if I get into this my little closing.
Yeah, go ahead and get your closing with my brother.
I don't want to lose my train of thought.
Fair enough.
Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Let's go. Let me get my screen sharing back going. All right, let's run back up here to this Olmec site. So like I said, dealing with the Olmecs. The Olmecs culture did not come from anybody else. It did not come from no other place, no foreign people. This is not a half mermaid or a serpent person. This is actually a representation of an Olmec warrior himself, or one of the leaders, or the god that they call Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan that they got referenced in the Popol Vuh. We're gonna go through that in just a second. before we get into that, we're gonna talk about some contributions from the Olmec. And some of the main contributions from the Olmec is the concept of the number 0. And this is also used and created and mimicked by also the what we call the Mayan people as well. So when you get into the understanding of the Olmecs in America, they single-handedly created the number 0. The mathematics is one of the most important feats that we deal with in America, dealing with mathematics. Is the number 0, right? And this is 31 to 36 BC, and this is from the American Indian Encyclopedia, right? We know we got the Olmec calendar, what we call the Mayan calendar, right? This is showing you different forms of mathematics. This is some of the highest sophisticated, what we call algebra, quantum physics. This is what you're seeing implemented on this Mayan calendar, because they understood that certain places lead to certain things and time didn't work the same there. So they had to organize it. And they was very, very sophisticated organizers and record keepers, even going back 5,500 years ago to some of the first civilizations in the world. And we're going to get into that in the world, because it's kind of hard for someone to give you something when you're the first people in the world to ever do that. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for you to borrow a concept from someone when you're the first people to have done that, according, to feats just sheer using your eyes. When you look at mathematics, when you look at tools and all these things coming together, what you're gonna find is evidence of it. If you're the first, you're gonna find evidence of it, trial and error. And what you find is hundreds of thousands of evidence of this mathematics coming together in the sophisticated science. So let's get into it. 0 is a numerological system, which serves a position notion or a placeholder. In calculation, it behaves as like a natural number. Without 0, division fractions are impossible. Many scholars credit the Hindu with inventing the number 0. However, the Olmec culture arose in Mexico, what is about 1700 BC, invented the number 0 independently from the same concept that invented in India. Right? And this is key for y'all understanding that it was invented here first independently, which is the same concept in India, because the same people from here, the Olmec, the Maya, gave birth to the Indian concept. Buddhist, Maya gave birth to Buddha. This is literally in their mythology. And now contemporary data now shows and support that. You feel me? If you're the first people to come up with 0, you should be the first people to come up with more things, right? What else can we say that the great Americans and Aborigines came up with? The term metallurgy. Metallurgy goes back to 5,000 to 4,000 BC. That's 7,000 to 6,000 years, all right? So 5,000 BC is 7,000 years ago, okay? All right, let's get to it. All right, the term metallurgy refers to the science of abstracting metals from its ore and purifying them, making objects from them. The Paleo Indians in the northern Great Lakes area were the first American Indians known to have worked with metal, doing so approximately 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, according to Susan Hay Hammond. And when you get into some of these later articles, they even estimate that it even goes back farther than that, right? And when you get into some of the things, not just metalworking, you have jewelry, tools. These are the things that come with metalworking. You feel me? And not only tools, you're gonna find the sophisticated of energy, science, all this shit coming together.
That's time.
Okay.
You can have what I would do though.
Let me get a 30-second grace.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, get you a 30-second grace. Go ahead, brother.
All right, I appreciate that. So as you see these drill bits, we see drill bits. Nobody's using drill bits with your arm. So in order to have the sophisticated understanding of what these drill bits did, you needed the energy. the power mechanism to jumpstart everything in this. What you see, this Olmec riding this plume serpent had all the energy it needed to run these drill bits and do everything that it needed to do to build. Peace. I appreciate y'all.
No problem, my brother. Salutes. Go ahead and stop your. I got you. All right. And what we'll do, Aboriginal Power, me and you will take 3 minutes to go back and forth on this. You can unmute with me. And me and you, hold on, let me set the clock up. And I'm going to, me and you now can end it on a, you know, back and forth 3 minutes. So as far as you saying the Olmecs, oh, let me start the clock. Aboriginal Power, you can actually unmute right now.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just throwing this in here because I know you and me on the same page to where we kind of mouthy niggas, so we want a little bit more on it. So I'm giving us 3 minutes to kind of go back and forth. I'm starting the clock now, and you can interrupt me. I can interrupt you. We could just talk back and forth on.
All right,
Okay,
no problem.
All right, so my thing was, my brother, with the whole arguments that was made was, I agree with you that the Olmecs are aboriginal to this land. And you saying that the Olmecs taught the Hindus this spiritual system. The Hindus ain't teach the Olmecs this spiritual system, is what you're saying.
Right.
And I'm saying,
as a matter of fact, they didn't even call it Buddhism. What they called it was the staff guide. Are you familiar with the staff guide?
Yeah, let me speak to that.
Or what they call the Quechi?
Yes, listen. Yes, listen. Their staff deity was the Lion of Judah that carried the scepter and a rod. They call it Papa Lekba in Africa. The staff god is the candy cane god. In some cultures, it's a pipe. In some cultures, it's a cane. In some cultures, it's a reaper with a hook. But all of the ancestors started.
Yeah, that's after it traveled there. But
I understand.
My bad. The oldest staff god deity representation in records is found in America by the Andes, and it,
you know what, and you know what,
20 years found anywhere else.
Got you. To save us time, save us time on that. When you say Hinduism, that ain't really the tribal name or national name. It's a spiritual name. It's more like saying Christian. So that
Buddhism,
name,
my bad. I meant to say Buddhism. I apologize.
Yeah. So when you say when you say that the
disregard the Hinduism, I meant to say Buddhism.
No doubt. So when you talk about the zero, real quick, let's spend the last minute on the zero thing. Then, so on the zero thing, my brother, zero is not a number, which you kept saying that zero was something that the Vedics created as a placeholder. You could go and look it up. It's more like it started the modern decimal symbol that we own. You can move the zero to the right to go in the tenths, and we know how that worked. But
no, I didn't. And if I did say it was a number, I didn't mean so. But what I meant to say that zero is a concept which gave birth to the numeral systems of what we call mathematics and the advancements in the development of what we call mathematics.
I would agree with you that without the zero, you have no mathematics. The thing is, you can't really count without a placeholder, which meaning if you didn't have a zero, it's almost like you were so dumb, your people wouldn't even had a count system yet. So when we go to looking at it like that, I say, well, everybody has some form of a zero because all humans surely was counting, and that goes into whether this thing is universal or non-universal.
I don't think we should speculate. You know what I'm saying? I believe we should really look into that and really find it, and let's see if that's really going on. Because under my research, you don't find it until a certain time frame.
All research about what happened with early humans on Earth is speculation unless a person actually was there. So let's start there. Absolutely. So the thing about it is, when I speculate and use logic in my speculation, it's hard for me to kind of see people on Earth that wasn't counting, even children, like start.
What I'm saying is, if we're gonna use the basis, like you started off saying that you use archaeology as one of your templates in cosmology. So if that's what you're gonna use to prove, to argue the angle, I would like to see it rebutted with that. And like when I started off, I'm gonna use also artifacts, cosmology, and I'm gonna use contemporary data to support it, which
Now,
is what I'm showing right
I
now.
haven't seen any cosmology yet, but maybe we're waiting on it. We're gonna get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm good on that. Sister Betty, Chief, do y'all want to go to the next segue? I think Chief had some for us, Aboriginal, that he wanted to throw.
Yeah, and I just want to make it sure I'm not giving any of my point of views or what my thought process on any of this. I'm only going with what my ancestors said and what science now says while I study in this particular field. And it seems like they're both agreeing.
Okay.
So modern science is agreeing
Okay.
with my ancestors.
Okay. All right, so then
So my first question, and we can get into this debate. Who are the first Americans? Let's get it.
who are the first Americans? Another speculative question, huh? Hey, Aboriginal power, you want to go first at that? I went first last time. I'm gonna be nice here. Go ahead.
Oh, I was trying to load back my screen up because I accidentally deleted some
Hey,
shit.
how many
But,
minutes? Okay, are we getting 5 minutes
if you want
apiece
to go
for
ahead and
this?
start this off while I pull up what I was trying to pull up,
Huh?
we can keep it in the same order.
Yeah, I don't really.
We can keep it in the same order, bro. Since
Okay.
you got, I'm gonna pull up what I got to pull up because everything I say, I'm gonna try to make sure I show a source for it. I'm
Okay,
not just making it up.
so I want to know. Oh, both of us doing the same sources, brother. So far, everything you showing, I'm matching it. You showed the battery man, I showed the battery man. All right, you showed the other. Yeah, we on the same page, brother. We ain't gonna you know what I'm saying, trip about that. So the question I'm asking is for this argument that Chief is putting on the table, how many minutes do we want on it, Chief? I'm setting the clock.
10.
10 apiece? I was thinking less time for who are the first Americans. You need that much time for a question that simple? Wow. Okay.
I don't need that much time, bro. I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear what was said.
You know what I can do to my girl in 10 minutes? Let me just playing. Y'all, now let's go ahead with it though. I want the brother, each round we're gonna invert the thing. Like at halftime, they flip sides. This time, this brother gonna lead with that one. Who are the first Americans, Abo Power? I'm coming behind you, my brother. Go ahead.
The first Americans are Negroes, or the Negroes, the so-called black, the copper color races, found here prior to European. That's who the first Americans is. I don't think I need that much time, but maybe
I knew we weren't gonna need that much time for that. Now you see.
Screen share for that.
Go
maybe
ahead,
I can screen share just to give you the sources for it. No. Do I got them? Give me just a second. Well, shit, go ahead, brother. You can go ahead right behind that. I'm pretty sure your answer ain't gonna be much different than mine.
Hey, brother, we'll wait on you. We patient, man. I can play some commercials and stuff, man. No problem.
No, I wasn't rushing or nothing, but we can get it going though right now though. I'm ready to screen. Is my screen sharing? Let me hit it again. I just hit it again. So
there you go.
All right. So let's look at some of these images that we got here. This is from the Temple of the Warriors. This is from ceremonial festival that was going on. What we got going on during the Inca. This is found on the Temple of the Chichen Itza. It's outside of the Temple of the Warriors, and it's illustrating a festival. Ladies, women come together, some of the younger teenagers coming into their manhood. So they're doing some of those ceremonies. We'll get to some of those images later. But what I want to highlight is some of the imagery of the ladies wearing. This is what you would call an Aboriginal or first inhabitant or a Negro. And these are just 3 random, beautiful Aboriginal women from America that I found random pictures of. So, and when you look at this, the dress, the hair, the clothing, cloak that's over the shoulders, or what they call and then when you look at the hat style, you know, with the feathers and the extravagant, you know, this is all Aboriginal culture. You know what I'm saying? And let's look at some Aboriginal brothers and sisters from Florida, which is not too far from South America. If you know anything about it, we know that's about the same area. Look at these brothers, the dreads, the gold teeth, you know, the heavy melanated Negro phenotype with the dreads. You see this image throughout Aztec, Mayan, Olmec, Toltec, pre-Toltec culture. You see the same imagery. Even when you're going back to some of the oldest mummies in the world called the chinchilla mummies, you find the same imagery. And what you find is the same gold teeth. This teeth is from the chinchilla or the Chinkaro mummies. When you go look at that, this is from another Boma Park Miro, and this is from an Aztec Miro codex, excuse me, Aztec codex. And look at the dreads, look at the gold teeth. This is just some imagery just to show you who are the Aboriginal people here. So that's pretty much it.
Now listen up. Now listen up. You still got time on the clock. You better tell me that ain't it, brother. Tell me that ain't all you're gonna give me for who are the first Americans. Now you're gonna make this real easy. You got 3 minutes left. Go ahead, man.
Okay, all right. Let's get into some more. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Oh yeah, brother. You showed pictures of Kodak Black next to Quetzalcoatl for sources.
No, it was just giving you some imagery of what the Aboriginals would have looked like. So when I say Negro,
I mean, but that ain't okay. I'm gonna let you go with your 3 minutes.
Fine.
Go ahead.
I'm about to go
ahead.
in. We about to pull it up. Don't worry. Give me 2 seconds. Let's get into the craniology. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta load my screen back up. I told you I deleted, so that's why I wanted you to go first, because I was still pulling stuff up. I deleted most of my
I
slides.
think you wanted me to go first so you can Google some more images of Kodak.
Oh no, I ain't Googled them. They was already pulled up. That's the ones that didn't get deleted, brother. But hold on, give me 2 seconds.
Did you get Spot 'em, got 'em too?
Hey, when you look at Spot 'em, got 'em, look at it though. Look how he formulated his dreads. Did you think he knew about the chinchilla mummies or the Chinkara mummies? You think he knew about the Mendoza Codex when he put them diamonds in their mouth? Hell no. Some of this shit is encoded inside of your DNA, and you don't need no white man source to tell you who your peoples is and what
now,
you're doing.
You know what? I actually agree with you on that one.
I know you can't. Listen, you really ain't got no choice. But what's new, what's already been done, is already been done. There's nothing new up under the sun. So when you see your peoples going out doing this gold teeth and wearing this gold, it's already encoded. It been going on. When you see 2 Chains with that mink on and them dreads and them rings and the shiny gold tooth, it was already going on here. It was already going on.
Look, I'm gonna stop your clock. And I'm going to just let you keep going, though, because I don't want the buzzing to go. But you still got a couple minutes. I ain't even rushing you on this one. Go ahead, man.
No, it's all good. I'm trying to pull it up, but.
Look, oh, you trying to screen share, or are you looking for something? Because I want to screen share while you looking for.
Oh no, you can screen share. Go ahead. I'm still looking. Like I said, I was still pulling my stuff up.
Okay, so right now, once you get what you got going, you could take your time and deliver it. We won't put a clock on. We'll just let you add on whatever you got to add on.
No problem.
Hey, everybody hit the like button too, because we got more people than likes.
I have a question after this one is answered.
So while the flow is open and you searching for whatever you're searching for, I'm gonna take the time to address the chat, and I'll whenever you finish,
No
I'll go ahead and make my little argument. This little argument here won't last too long, and we can move on. But yeah, who are the first Americans? What I would say with the brother, what he showed was things that his sources ain't credible sources for these reasons. Hold on, Albo. Let me get the knocking noise muted. The reason I say that is because if you ask someone who's the first Americans and they show you pictures of modern black guys on the corner and then comparing those pictures to Olmec statues and all that, they're speculating on who they think the first Americans were based upon identity and physical looks. Now, that's just a fact, and I'm not making that up. I'm not making that. That's literally what he did. Now, there's another approach that I'm taking, and I want to specify the differences while I got the floor, while he's searching for his next, the latter part of his information. He showed pictures of modern black guys, and he said that these early Americans are Negroes, copper colors, black people who were here prior to whites. Now, we both agree to that. That's why I came to the Aboriginal community. That's why I came to the Aboriginal community, because I totally agree that that's who the first people are. Here's where we don't agree. When he say that the first Americans, when he used this argument to prove something that we both agree to me, it don't count as a point, is what I'm saying. Because basically his argument is not an argument, it's something we both agree to. However, when you ask me who's the first Americans, I'm answering the question directly and specifically. And I'm not using pictures of modern black dudes and Kodak Black and all that. I'm using the oldest artifacts that's on the American land right now. This is a colossal statue that's on this land that we're on. This is my source. And the sources, it don't get no better than this. Artifacts are your best sources in a debate, people. I've been doing this for a while. Take notes. So check this out, right? When we look at the artifacts that's left behind, and you ask me who were the first Americans, I can answer that by saying they were Buddhists. They were Jain people. They were Khmer people. And I'm giving them a spiritual identity based upon their spiritual system. And all of their statues, we see them meditating. The people who was on the earth around this time, who were known for sitting, quote unquote, Indian style and meditating all the time in hats like this, they were called Nagas, which is where the word nigger come from. And we both agree that the first people here was niggers, black people, copper colored niggers, us, the one they call niggers. We were the Nagas, and I showed you a picture of the Naga. Let me do it again, because all of my sources are artifacts. And when he talked about who were the first people, he showed us pic photos on Google of Black Americans and Kodak Black. I'm showing you the image of the original Naga people. This is a black, what they call a black Buddha. The black man was being worshipped around the earth because he had knowledge on out of body. He had knowledge on the dream state, knowledge on what the human mind is. They said that the Olmec were interdimensional time travelers, and they're trying to create neural technology based on some of the ayahuascas and mushrooms and stuff that these folks was using to achieve. How they were studying as part of our psychology that our science just catching up to today. So I agree with that brother on how advanced our ancestors were and on who they were. Only thing I'm saying to this argument, and I'm going to yield the flow, I don't think I'm going to need it. But again, we can move on. But I'm going to conclude with this. He's showing modern dudes sagging their pants and stuff. I'm dealing with old artifacts because you're asking me who were the first Americans, and I'm not speculating saying, well, he looked like him and he looked like him. I'm identifying these people specifically based upon their activities and practices. And we saw that the earliest people of this land, see, the best way to identify people is by their cultural, spiritual practices, because they do this every day. It's a day-to-day part of who they are. So if their statues is showing us who they are, that's what I'm rolling with, and I'm not speculating.
So you disregard the mirrors and the codexes. Are you not?
I'm not disregarding any of that. I'm saying.
So when I show you Kodak Black, you, me, Chief Holiday next to the codexes, it's in comparisons. It's in comparisons to show you these images are from the first Americans.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, the problem. Yeah, the problem, Abo Power, was I get what you're doing, but the question ain't who did the first Americans resemble or look like. It was who was the first Americans.
No. Who are the first Americans? They're Americans. They're Aboriginal. They're Olmec. They're whatever nation that was, the key people. The Olmec, the Maya. That's who they was.
I agree with that. Do you want the screen share back though? Because that was the point that was the point I was making, was that you were bringing up stuff we both agree with, and I was kind of.
No. I know. That's what I'm saying. You said he's showing pictures of Kodak Black. I'm like, hold on. Let me make sure I was showing the codexes that was in these right here, because it ain't about the niggas in the picture. It's about the primary actual artifact that I'm showing you that my ancestors actually depicted and recorded themselves. You see what I'm saying? It's not the new modern day Aboriginal that's running around today next to the picture, even though that is a good comparative study. You see what I'm saying? Am I screen sharing?
Yeah, you got it up.
Okay, so yeah, this is another imagery that I put together. See, these are primary artifacts. When you look at this, you see this? This is a statue of an Olmec, a ball game. This is what you would call an MVP. You see what I'm saying? At a ball game. Here go more Olmec statues and figurines and effigies, right? And here goes just some typical pictures of Negroes who play football in modern time, right? That's not the main focus, bro, Sanchez. Not this. It's not the main focus. Focus on the actual primaries, right? The primaries. And we can get to a lot of these Olmec statues right here. Look at these. These are the first Americans. These brothers. Much like myself. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't really no difference. And it also tells you who the first Americans is right up here. Hold on, let me go to it. In the craniology, when you deal with morphology of the early Americans for the lagoon, Saints of Brazil, implications and settlement of the New World. This is Walter Neves' scientific journal report put out, explaining from the bones and the artifacts that was found here, or actually just dealing with the bones, actually, telling who these people are by craniology. What else do we got right here?
Yeah, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and put you like 3 minutes up just so we can get a.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too long. It's just the craniology. I just want to give everybody the overall summons. This is Naya, one of the oldest human Homo sapiens bones found here. This is a reconstruction of her. This is a reconstruction of her. They actually found 81 other bones along with Naya.
Naya.
They found, Naya. That's what they named her. Ain't that a common name that you heard amongst Negroes?
I just don't think bones can survive the thousands of years. That's interesting.
Right. Right, thinking. Oh yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what I think, man. I'm just gonna tell you what
Right.
these people say.
Yeah,
The experts
well, I
in the
might as
field.
well be debating them, but go ahead though. Yeah,
Right.
because I want to
I'm gonna
know.
tell
I
you what
thought I
these
was going. I
experts
thought
say.
we was going to hear what you thought.
Oh
But
no,
yeah,
I'm gonna
But
tell
no,
you
let's
this,
go
and
ahead.
I'm gonna read this from the experts, and if you want to know what I think, I'm more than willing to tell you what I think, brother.
You think what the experts think or something different? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think these are Negro bones, man, doing this craniology, identifying these people. They've been doing it for some time now. For those that think bones don't stand time, they won't be there next year. They're not there 10 years later. Go ask the police how they keep.
Thousands of
Go
years.
ask the police how they keep pulling up thousands of bones and full skeleton remains.
Let me say this real quick.
Suicide
Let me say this.
over there in Japan.
Let me say this. That was my career field, and I'm telling you, there's a rule: ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Out the hundreds and even thousands of years, ain't that now but dust. Now there's something called nature and decomposition. Nothing can cheat the reaper. Everything gonna decompose in this rail. It's nothing immortal here. And
no, we're not saying that. We know
hold on. What I'm telling you, there are no bones that you can that you still can dig out the ground that's been there over no thousands of years. And I'm giving you time. It's really hundreds of years when you start doing forensic research. But go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you.
It's complications about it. Now, can bones last longer than 20 years in a outside of inside of a fertile environment? No, probably not. 20 years is probably about the maximum time. But in certain conditions, bones can last for a lot longer than that. As a matter of fact, they can last up to 9,000 years.
Yeah, that's
science.
Okay. I'm glad these scientists ain't forensic specialists, because I took up criminal justice at the Community College of the Air Force, and that is not what we teach it. If your son's body is missing out the, I'm going to say probably a 200, 300 years, you're not going to find nothing after that. We stop searching. It's dust now. We know that. That's just stuff. We're talking about people who actually watch bones decompose and see the forensic folks. That's the angle.
I took it up though. I know. I'm very understandable on this subject as well. But what you're not telling the people when you're explaining decomposition,
conditions.
When you're explaining decomposition and everything starts to rot away, you're not telling them the only thing that's going to be there is the bone, is the skeleton.
No, that's exactly what I was talking about. Was the bones? I'm telling you, bro. Let me show you something. I'm about to screen share. Since you want to deal with what the experts say, let's deal with it. And we can move forward with this argument, because I gave you bonus time. Now,
go ahead.
I was interjecting while you found your little head right there, which is laughable to me. But yeah, I will make this, and we'll move forward. Salutes to you guys. All right. All right. So, right, hold on. I'm about to show you something, since we want to go with what the expert's saying.
Yo.
Hold on, brother. Don't save him. Don't help him, bro.
I didn't pull up anything or have anything.
Don't help him, bro.
Decomposition.
I got it, bro. I got you. I just no. See what y'all doing?
I didn't prepare for this.
Don't do that. Let me go and do what I was gonna do. We talking about it now, so it ain't gonna take me that long, and we can move on. Since we going what the so-called experts say, and he pulling up the Google and everything, I'll do that with him. I didn't
pull up no Google on it. I didn't pull up no Google on
are you using
decomposition? I was just going off my prior understanding of what I already know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say thank you for being honest, but just going off your telling us, you know, you weren't really going off nothing.
Yeah, I did. No,
but hold on,
everything
hold on. You did go off what you said a quote unquote expert showed concerning that skull. And listen, those so-called experts are bogus people who are not on our side. They're not telling us the truth, and they know good and well ain't no bones lasting no thousands of years. So since we're gonna go with what the experts say, who the ones who gave you the skull, I'm gonna show them that their own experts disagree with them, that you can even have a skull that's as old as what they claim. Now walk with me on here. If we go on with what the experts say, and this is from Crime Cleanup, these folks got to know that because they finding dead bodies all the time of all ages and stuff. I was in criminal justice in the Air Force. Check this out. If animals do not destroy or move the bones, skeletons normally take around 20 years to dissolve. So if you in naked ground, like they said, they finding these skulls that's hundreds and thousands of years old, I want to know what kind of skulls them is. It's saying they only, after 20 years, they shouldn't even be there. But they say we found skulls that's hundreds, thousand years old. And when you ask them why, they say, well, we believe these people had some kind of preservation science that we don't know about. And they got to start coming in all that like they do with the Egyptians and the whole mummy stuff, man. Check this out. And look what it say about the skeleton now. By 50 years in, your tissues liquefy and disappear, leaving behind mummified skin and tendons. Eventually, these two will disintegrate after 80 years in a coffin. This means even if you preserve in a coffin, you're going to be turned to dust in 80 years. Your bones will crack as the soft collagen inside them deteriorates, leaving nothing but the brittle mineral frame behind. Now guess what that is right there when they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That means soon as they undig your stuff and open it up and go to moving that shit, it's gonna be like just a pile of dust there. When you try to think of a leaf that just crumble in your hand, this worse than that is like picking up literal ashes. This is what be left behind, if anything. And if you talking about in a coffin, that's what's left behind. But on naked ground with the elements, that ain't gonna be left behind because dust will eventually scatter. So they saying they digging up giants out the ground, dinosaurs out the ground, bones that's millions and hundreds of thousands and thousands of years old. And forensics will tell you that skeletons and bones don't last that long. So they got a conflict in their own science. It ain't me making this up. That's them disagreeing with each other since you want to go with what the experts say. We can move forward to the next argument.
Oh, I didn't know if you was doing I don't like that.
So I have a question.
So are you saying craniology? Are you saying that the bones that they have, that they claiming that these people are claiming they have found Richard Neves in the universe? Hold on, let me go to the article right quick.
I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about right here. If you're looking at my screen,
so you're saying that the craniology of the early Americans of Naya, which was found in this particular water and was preserved, it wasn't in like a normal place. We can get into where it was found, but under the Stanford University studies and Walter Neves took 81 specimens of the skulls, 81 bones that was found.
You're reading the article from the thing. We get you, brother. This is just you. Come on, you could have just shared your reference, shared the link, and went home if that was how you was going to debate, bro. This the big leagues, man. This the big leagues, bro.
Nah, this ain't even the main part of it. But what you're arguing is that the actual methodology to how they came up with.
You ain't let me make the argument on the methodology yet. I ain't made an argument on the methodology yet. Only thing I told you
that they got is no good.
I'm trying to explain to you. If you're trying to answer you now, so we can clarify it. Only
No damn
thing,
bones don't exist.
only thing that I just explained was that the quote unquote experts that you brought up who presenting these bones are saying, look at these bones, they hundreds and thousands of years old, but their own other experts who are in a criminal career field laugh at that. See, if you was talking to my old, if you was talking to my old sergeant.
Yeah, they're not saying this hundreds of thousands of years old, though. That's not what's been said.
Hold on a second, brother. The Naya skull is said to be the oldest skull in America, 13,000 years old, brother. That is fucking laughable. That is fucking ridiculous. And let me show you why it's ridiculous. These people are making a claim that they found the 13,000-year-old skull, y'all. But check it out. If you go to criminal justice school, any college or university, I went.
You can't
and guess
go to
what?
the criminal justice school.
Hold on, brother. Hold up.
You gonna tell me that these people ain't corrupt, but tell me that you going to the criminal justice?
Brother, you ain't letting me tell you nothing right now.
Oh, my bad.
We might need to put the clock. Now, I think what happened was I didn't bring up no bones or skulls. I let you make an argument, and while you was looking for your stuff, I was just interjecting to kill time. Technically, we just been bullshitting for a minute, but we can throw the clock back on.
Yeah, let's get back into the debate. Yeah, a lot of shit.
So I'll get my round.
Correct.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna get my round in now that you found your skull and showed us your presentation, and now I can go and rebuttal your Naya skull. I think that's where we at.
Yeah, Naya, Lucia, and the 81 other ones, I believe.
All right. I gave you okay. So let's do this real quick. So what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying how old.
What you gonna have to do is pull up a.
Hold on.
From the experts,
you know.
Experts. I would like
wait a minute, brother.
Experts said that these bones
brother,
are not
hold
real,
on, brother. Hold on, brother. This is getting out of hand now. Once I hit the start on the clock for me to rebuttal your Naya thing.
Oh, I didn't know you hit the start. I can't see it on the screen, brother. My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset my time.
Yeah, go ahead, reset it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I ain't gonna never let my opponent tell me what to pull up on my clock time. Because if I pull up what he say on my time and lose the debate, then ain't nobody gonna hear me make excuse. And when I say,
all good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't do that because if I lose pulling up something my opponent told me to pull up, and I try to make that excuse, man, I lost because he told me to pull it up. That ain't what I was gonna show. So with all due respect, on my clock, I'm gonna pull up all of my arguments, bro. No, but much respect. No no doubt.
Yeah, my bad. It's not good.
No doubt. Yeah. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start my clock. So guys, all right, my clock on, y'all. You get what's going on? This skull argument lasting a little too long. That ain't even the title foundation debate. So here's what I want.
Yeah, that's why I said that wasn't even part of the debate. Yeah, I know. Fact.
Yeah, so I matter of fact, I ain't gonna even take all of this 5 minutes, even though I gave you 5 minutes. I also gave you a couple more minutes. I ain't gonna take all of 5, and I'm doing that because look, I want to make sure that at the end of this debate, brother, you say, well, man, thanks for keeping it fair, not being equally moderated, not being biased and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I'm being fair. And I think so far, y'all, y'all.
You're out.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief. We heard you.
Hey, no, man, I just want to say peace to everybody, man. Hey, you know, like I said, we want to get into this thing. I just got a question. I don't know if Sister Betty was able to ask her question. Are we able, as moderators, be able to interject in these rounds and the things that you guys are doing right now to spice this thing up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Listen, in between rounds, you definitely can. Moderators can interject in between the rounds. Yeah, that's normally how it go in a debate too. Yeah, for sure, brother. Feel free.
Okay, because I've been trying to interject, and some things I wanted to ask you guys. Speed this thing up a little bit.
Well, check
the
this
question
out
was,
then.
who are the first? Okay,
so check this out. I'm gonna take about 3 minutes to go ahead and respond to his Naya skull thing, and then that'll be the middle of a little round where the moderators can now interject. All right.
Well,
so
that was my question.
All right.
So, how do we disqualify scientific data? Because we're only using the scientific data and methodologies that come from these people.
Hold on.
So when we go to these, things.
Hold on, Chief.
Yeah. Okay.
If you do that, I'm debating 2-on-1. That's why I said
no. Oh, I thought we could interject. See, there we go.
No, you can interject, but not now. You don't. Why are you acting like that? Are you paying attention? Let me show you what just happened, Chief. Aboriginal just made an argument, and he presented a new argument with the Naya skull. I haven't been to rebuttal that argument yet. So before any moderators can come in, both of us got to do our time clock first. Because then if we do that, then it'll be like, well, both of y'all went, and then
I thought the Naya shit was just a simple answering question that Chief had. That wasn't
that's what I was talking about, though. Aboriginal power. If a moderator propose a question to the challengers, and you come with your joint, don't I get a chance to come with mine?
Yes, you get to come with yours. Correct.
That's a fact, brother.
That's all I'm doing, and I ain't gonna even take the 4 or 5 minutes. Now, concerning the Naya skulls that he brought up, let me start the clock. The reason I showed this is to show that there's a conflict in science. When Chiefs say, how do we qualify science? You do it yourself. Because if you're not practicing the scientific method to come with your own conclusions, you just regurgitating what another person did. And at that point, it's a belief system. If these guys are going to show us skulls like this to make their argument, we got to question the evidence itself. Like I said, I was in criminal justice. So if they tell me that the first people come from Africa, which all of us Aboriginals know that ain't true. We know the out of Africa theory ain't true, Chief. Come on, let me just hear it out y'all mouth. We fuck the Pan-Africans. Let me just hear that one time, for real though, because we know we ain't from Africa.
That out of Africa theory is dead. That's definitely dead. See what I'm saying? By the end of this presentation between both of us, it should really be stomped out both ways. You can get a lot of information. Once we get back on the board to the original debate, it's gonna be back to the information.
So with that being said, man, they said they proven the out of Africa theory with these skulls, man. And we can't let them slide with that. We got to say we don't trust your skulls, because your other scientists said that skulls can't even last that long in the ground. People, this don't even take a lot of critical thinking. This does not take a lot of critical thinking. It's okay not to like me. You ain't got to like me, y'all, in the chat room. But look at what I'm showing you. I didn't say this. I went to school in criminal justice, and this is what I was taught. According to forensics, how long it take your shit to go to dust. Now they saying they finding these skulls that's thousands and 100,000 years old. And I'm saying, yo, I don't believe your out of Africa theory based on this fake monkey skull you presenting. We got to question the evidence that they using, because the evidence is faulty. So if I don't think that the first humans are from Africa because of these fake ass skulls, I don't believe these fake ass skulls when it start proving my point about Aboriginals, because I don't need these dudes help to prove my point. I don't need the fraternity of skull and bones to prove my point, because all of this stuff is a fraternity called Skull and Bones, and they know good and well ain't no Skull and Bones lasting that long. It's a trick to rewrite history and tell folks who they are. And we failed for it with the out of Africa thing, but we can't make it credible just because we Aboriginals now. We got to say we know we're Aboriginal because our grandmothers and forefathers said it, not because no European came with no fake, ugly ass, Mongolian looking skull. This is what you showed us. This is not a Negroid woman. This an Asian woman. I don't care what nobody say. This is Chun-Li right here, black women. Do that look like you, black women? If you let them tell it, this is Mongolian right here, Naya. That's what I'm saying. So think about this right here. I don't mess with these folks with the skull joint because I know better with how nature decomposes the skeleton. This is knowledge of the dead. A funeral. Ask your mortician in your city. Ask folks who study real decomposition that it can be some doggone bones lasting that long. If bones lasted that long, it'll be so many skeletons and bones just laid out everywhere because it's taking too long for all of these folks to decompose. We got a saying called ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And they try to make it like, and this is what I'm saying, perfect teeth, perfect everything, and this junk supposed to be millions of years old. If I don't believe the skulls when they proving the out of Africa theory, I can't be a hypocrite and take the skulls when it's stroking my doggone joint because I'm an Aboriginal. The Pan-Africans can point that out and say, look at them guys. They ain't got no integrity. They laughed at us when we used the white man Lucy skulls for out of Africa, but they using the white man Naya skulls for the Aboriginal thing. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I don't need these guys' help to prove my point or they skull and bone fraternity, and I yield the flow.
I have a question to Ply, if you don't mind. Is this the time you said we can interject?
Yeah. Yes, sure.
Okay, so I have a two-ply question. In reference to the colors that ran the House and the Senate in the South and the sharecroppers in the South from the 1800s and 1700s, are they Africans or are they descendants of the copper color races found here by the Europeans?
Can you say that question again? And then when you finish, Sister Betty, let us know who you want to start to answer it first. If both of us, one of us, or however you want. Yeah.
In reference to the colors holding the House and the Senate in the 1800s, the late 1800s, in South Carolina, Louisiana, and the sharecroppers in the South in the 1800s and 1700s, are they Africans or are they indeed the descendants of the copper-colored races found here by the Europeans?
I will guess and go with the latter, Sister Betty, to move it forward. It's on you, Aboriginal. And then it'll be back to Sister Betty.
Well, I'm gonna just simply say I got an easy answer for this. I'm not gonna get into a big spiel. I'm gonna say that they descend from the copper color races, and at that particular point, they had already went through classifications, different classifications.
So we both in agreement on that one, Sister Betty. You wanted to conclude on it? You go ahead.
No, thank you.
All right, that's what's up. And if Chief ain't got no interjections, then I think he can bring us on next to he had some for us right before I went with my time clock. Chief, it's all on you. It's all on you now, Chief.
Oh, okay. So Are we interjecting in the questions now?
Well, yeah. Now we it's on you now.
Well, so far, but okay. So you said earlier when you were showing the Olmec statues here, and you showing some stuff over there. I think with Black people. How do you guys both know? This question's for both opponents. I don't know who's going to answer the question first. But how do you guys know? We're just using this term, colloquial term, Black. How do you guys know that the Black man was here or there first, brothers?
I'm gonna ladder it over to Bro Sanchez for this one. Go ahead.
How do I know that the Black man was here or there first? I'm gonna just go ahead and say, I don't think no one can know that, but in a debate, both people will present their best evidence for their claim and see who got the best reasonable explanation. Not necessarily saying that that explanation gonna be a fact because nobody was there. So if you really want to be honest about it, I think we will have to be honest and go with that.
Big Aboriginal power. It's on you, brother. Same question. How do you know that Black man is here in America first or in Asia first, brother?
He laterally.
What is your evidence of that?
I mean, according to what I've always known and to what the way they tell you now, if they find a dead body, whether or not, if you know, before they had DNA or before they started using these DNA things or teeth recognizing all this shit, they use craniology. I believe they still use
DNA.
craniology.
That's laughable. DNA.
Yeah. DNA is so laughable. We already talked about we're not using that as any admissible. It ain't even admissible in court. But what I'm saying is when they find to identify who a group of people is by being Black or Negro. When you say Black, that's a skin tone. So I'm thinking that you're meaning, Negroes, right? And I believe they use craniology. You know what I mean? The science of physiognomy and craniology.
Cool. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and hit the like and share button, folks, for real. If you're in the chat room right now, do us all a big favor, man. If you enjoying this, hit the like and share button with all for real. We need that to happen, real talk. So yeah, let's move forward with the I think I remember some of the arguments that we wanted to entertain before we get too deep into the show without getting.
Yeah, I was just not about to talk about that. The sciences coming from Northwest Africa.
I got you.
I believe you was like they come from Northeast Africa, the science, the spiritual systems, whatnot. So maybe we can get into more of that topic. And you can maybe still elaborate on some of the Jainism and how it got to America as well. I don't believe you ever got into that as well. So.
Well, that's a lot of stuff. Let's do a little bit at a small piece at a time. So first, let's deal with the first part you said, Aboriginal. You can unmute, my brother. Go ahead. And that first part you want to deal with is Jainism's present. Back to the original title is where we're going, right?
That's where we left off at, or we was getting into.
Okay.
Before the other questions came in, which kind of diverted from the original topics of the debate.
All right. So yeah. Excuse me, I'm trying to do something here. Hold on a second.
But if you want to come back to that, that's cool. If you want to farther up and just get to Northeast Africa and the sciences there, that's cool too.
Yo,
we can knock that out.
Let's spice this up a little bit. Hold on, gentlemen. I got you guys. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're talking about, you guys and said some stuff about, you guys both showed it on both ends, that zero was independently. So I wanted to know if you guys still believe that zero, as well as numbering system and counting system, independently grew in Asia, for instance, or Africa, or here? Or did you guys, because that was an interesting conversation that you guys started with, or you guys believe that it started there first or here first? So
yeah,
I don't know which order you guys want to go. Excuse me.
Well, me and Aboriginal Power had got like a couple of minutes into the zero thing, and we was like, you know what, man, let's move forward because zero ain't really the debate.
No, I'm just using as an example,
zero.
but anything, counting, mathematics, science did not independently grow
that's where we're going out. The
building a pyramid,
so
90 degrees. Where did it
hold
start?
on.
That was the debate.
Hold on.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now. Aboriginal just told me where to go. Now Supreme Chief telling me to go somewhere else.
You're out.
So y'all ain't coordinated, Chief. Chief, you and Aboriginal. Hold on.
Speaking out of here, I'm not.
I'm moderating.
Hold on. So I need to clarify.
Hold on, brother.
Hold up. The mic is on me. I need to ask Aboriginal something real quick. So me and Aboriginal already did the origin of mathematics debate. That was the first thing, one of the first ones here. We're now on the origins of the sciences now, which is where Aboriginal was going. And I didn't know if Chief was with us on where we at in the program. Chief was taking us back to an argument that we already spent like 30 minutes on.
Are you guys saying that science started here first? What are we saying? Because mathematics is part of science and building. So I understand exactly where we at. I'm saying we spicing this up a little bit because you guys are, you know what I mean? Like I need to know.
I don't really understand.
We can break down every little aspect of science that y'all want to, but civilization, the question on hand is, where does civilization come from? Because it did not independently start everywhere else. That's some cracker shit. So let's get going to the conversation. That's what I want to know. Where did this shit come from? So you say Asia, you say America.
So the question is,
I thought that was what we talked about.
So the question is, yes.
Before you go in,
hold up, Al. Let me respond to Chief, brother. Y'all can't keep doing that, man. He's talking to me. Let me respond to him and relax everybody, and then you can get the floor, Aboriginal Power. So out of respect, Chief, I hear you, brother. What I was saying was we spent about 30 minutes talking about the zero. And I'm telling you, that has nothing really to do with the real foundation of debate. And that was based in where did mathematics originate from. We're done with that argument. I'm ready for the other argument that was on our list, where was science originated from. They were two separate questions.
I'm with that. We can move into that.
Yeah, that's what Aboriginal Power was with. That's the smoke he just brought me, and I never got to go to it. You still want me to bring that smoke with that?
I just want to be clear. Are you saying, Power, are you saying that science started in America? And Bro Sanchez, are you saying that science started
I simply gave you a couple sources.
That's what I need to know.
I gave you a couple sources showing that mathematics and the experts saying that mathematics was
where did science? Why y'all? Okay, this is getting crazy now.
I thought he was asking me a question, bro.
No, it's not. We're not talking. Don't talk mathematics no more.
Oh, okay. I thought
architecture. Let's get into civilization. Whatever y'all feel like civilization is science. I was specific in the question that we talked about last night. We haven't even got into any of the questions that we already spoke about.
Yeah, we've been getting into them. We've been getting into them. I got them written. I got a few written down. We've been getting into them. The next one that that's on my list is the origin of science. And Chief and Aboriginal just brought me smoke with that. Aboriginal, do you remember just opposing me with that? Whether you was asking me where do I think science originated from before Chief came in?
Yeah, and I believe the more tailor the question more accurately without rushing through it is whether the advancements of science come from. I believe that.
What do you mean by advancements of science?
The advancements of science, meaning things that will advance society or civilization with as a whole, as it spread it. Now we know we got simple sciences that primitive people use or nomadic tribes, and then we have advanced science. that we have that
Well,
thrives off of.
well,
what
hold
we
on.
built as a civilization.
Well, hold on. See, let me just clarify something. All advanced science is founded on primitive science. This is an engineering fact. In other words, a society don't start off with advanced science. We all start learning and experiment, and we evolve our technology to advanced technology.
Like
So-
starting off dumb and then grow to be smarter. Right?
No. Ain't nobody saying nothing about starting off dumb.
I mean, like not dumb,
hold on,
but
hold
don't
on. I
start
got
off
you.
as good, but grow to get better. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Listen, the Model T Ford car was still a car. It got you to point A to B, but it was a bumpy ride. You didn't have an AC. You didn't have a right. We perfected that joint over time and made the ride smoother and more comfortable. Same technology though. You get the advancements based on the primitive shit. So now, so just to clarify something, the debate was not about the science advancing. It was about the origin of sciences, which is why you repeated what I said, which is why.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go.
All right, so here, now when we talk about the origin of science, I'm gonna start my clock now, Aboriginal power, because I'm ready to press this thing forward, man. Boom, my clock going. So this one right here, when we talk about the origin of science, I won't need a lot of screen share for this, so let me just go ahead and throw this up. Hold on, y'all. All right, there we go.
What?
I got you. I got you, brother.
Hey,
I'm on my clock. I'm on my clock,
I
bro.
just want to point out.
I'm gonna reset
Okay,
my
go ahead,
clock,
brother.
though. Yeah, no, point it out, man. Point it out, bro. You don't want to point it out now? I actually already reset my clock, so you might as well. All right, I'll continue. Can't point it out now when I start the clock, Chief. I'm trying to see. Get off the
I think
phone
he
with
has a
that
bad
man.
connection.
Man, I think they on the
Yeah, it
phone
might be
together.
some type of delay or something.
All right, man. Only in a debate now. Do the tech issues
No.
be
You're
at
good, brother.
all
I interrupt you
time
finish,
high?
brother.
Oh, now it work again. There you go. What's going on y'all? Hell y'all got going?
You
Dude,
silly.
what the hell y'all got going, man?
I think his phone is messed up.
I'm right here. I'm ready. You know what
I
mean?
think his phone is messed up.
All right, man. Let me get back to my time clock, man. All right, Chief. And I ain't gonna need the whole 5 minutes. So look, it's a two-part question, whether y'all know it or not. Where did science originate? Now, there's two forms of what we call quote unquote science. There's scientism and scientific methodology. Scientific methodology is based on you yourself doing the methods, meaning you becoming the scientist. Question, research, hypothesize, experiment, and all that. That means every single human being their own scientist. The other head of science is something called scientism. Scientism is thoughts or expressions regarded as characteristic of scientists. It assesses belief in the power of science, knowledge, and techniques. And that's totally different than methodology. Like this would be what Hillary Clinton said when she said, I believe in science. But see, anybody know that true scientific methodology crushes all belief systems. The only kind of science that you can believe in is pseudoscience. And I'll show you what I mean. What we're talking about scientism is consensus-based science. You got two things. You got sciences and senses, and they both look the same. They spelt similar and sound the same. Sciences is based upon senses and sciences. Senses and sciences are like one and the same, because all of what it takes to do scientific methodology encompass all of the senses: touch, smell, feel, hear, sight. When you studying something, you got to engage it with all of the senses, and all of these is what foundate the sciences. It was based on the senses, which are the senseis, the teachers. And when we stopped listening to our senses and we started listening to scientists, then we can believe anything they say if we ain't doing the research ourselves. They can just put some medicine in your baby and you don't know what the hell in the medicine, because humans don't do scientific methodology no more. We got the kind of science that you believe in from religious priests who wear robes and not no lab coats. Because it'll be a politician that'll force the jab on you. You see what I'm saying? Telling you that you disagreeing with science if you don't accept it. So science and scientific, the methodology will debunk scientism and its agenda. Scientism says it's diamond planets up there. Now, how do you prove that? Who been up there to see a floating bling bling planet? I bet you the rapper Baby would love to live on that planet, and I want it. Instead of being the Klingons, there'll be the Blingons, Becky. And by the way, guys, I do this effortlessly. We even got time for jokes. So again, a question of where does science originate from? Scientific methodology is universal. If you ever saw a kid flip over a rock, the kid was doing the first methodology, which was questioning. That child flipped that rock over because it said, what's under it? And flipping it over was research. The second part, then the child saw little roly-polies, little animals balled up under that rock, and it started to hypothesize about what those insects may be and could they bite and what they would do. And then to test that, the child would poke at it and experiment. The child will pick up a bug. The child may even put the bug in the mouth. The child may smell the bug. This is analyzation. And after that, the child will put the bug down, run in the house because it just concluded, okay, that ain't nothing that can hurt me. That's a little roly-poly. And it'll go back out in the backyard and it'll repeat this again because it found out roly-polies don't hurt. So let me pick that up. These are, and it'll show the other children. You ever flipped the rock over and found these? These are roly-polies. See, practicing scientific methodology is what the creator gave us: sight, smell, eyes, and all that for. And you don't use none of that when you engage into regurgitation and belief, which is scientism, which is what you present with them dumbass skulls, by the way, with all due respect, my good brother. And that's it for my time.
I appreciate that. You appreciate that, man. Shout out to bro Sanchez by using his good skull. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to bro Sanchez for using that damn
much
skull.
love to you, my brother. Hell yeah,
you feel
man.
what I'm saying? That boy, your skull work. I don't know why these other ones ain't working that good or they fake. Yours working pretty good. Let's get into it, man. Shout out to bro
Salutes
Sanchez.
to the brother. This is a good sportsmanship debate, man. This is what's up. I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Shout out to bro Sanchez. So yeah, man, like he said, he explained the science and scientism, which is a good comparison. So it's been a long debate and argument in the scientific community for some time. But what we're going to talk about is organic science and what it deals to have the first methodology of science or proving something to be as a scientific fact, which is observation, right? But more or less, we're just gonna get into the actual raw science of our ancestors, which is one of the main ones I like to keep highlighting, this metallurgy. The reason I'm gonna highlight metallurgy is because, you know, with metallurgy, it comes with a lot. You come with tools you can build, tools you can defend yourself, tools. You can you can build a house. You got a lot of things that tools is significant for. Not only that, for fashion, for survival reasons as well. The term metallurgy refers to the science of abstracting metals from his ore and purifying them and making objects from them, right? So that's just a form of science that was here in America. Another one was the first metal jewelry in pre-Columbian America was made about 5,000 to 4,000 years ago. The inventors of this jewelry were Paleo Indians who lived in the Great Lakes area. Shout out to the people in the Detroit, Michigan, Ohio area. Shout out to y'all and the ancestors that descended from that area. They are believed to be the first metal workers in the world. Let's highlight that again, because this is what the experts say, right? They are believed to be the first metal workers in the world. And by my observation and by looking at the sheer scientific data and things that we can just observe and literally go do our research on ourselves, we have the most, we have the largest. And I'm not even gonna get into the oldest because that's needless here to say. I feel like we have the most and we have the largest. So this is just some science of metal jewelry making, and they say these are the first metal workers in the world. All right. Some of the main things that some of this metal would have went into and some of the other sciences that you can find. So now you're going to have zero, which is the placeholder, right, of mathematics, getting into that science. Then you have metallurgy. These is where you find some of these sciences combined together, creating some of the most magnificent things we've seen in the world that we call structures and pyramids. Some of these pyramids, all right, so we got pyramids. These pyramids was going back to about 3,000 BC. 3,000 BC is 5,000 years ago. And it says some of the pyramids built in America were equal to the size of the Egyptian pyramids. The first American pyramid builders were the indigenous inhabitants of what is now Peru, who began building their pyramids out of adobe about 3,000 BC. Two of the first were in El Esperero, located in the central coastal area of what is now Peru. And let's go down a little bit. Let's get to this main area. The American pyramid builders began constructing their pyramids several hundred years before the pyramids of Egypt, right? Several hundred years before the pyramids in Egypt. Archaeologists believe that the Egyptians started building their first pyramid at Saqqara in 2886. And you see the references right here. So that's significant in saying that these people in America built their pyramids hundreds of years before they even started constructing what we call Egypt today. And that's going to play a significant key to when we get into some of the sciences making its way over there to Egypt and Africa and making its way over to the Eastern Hemisphere. So now we got drill bits. This is another form of science that we got. Prehistoric Indians made the metal drill bits that was used as a bow and a boring hole. The oldest that was found is approximately 5,000 to 7,000 years old, produced by the Paleo Indians in the Great Lakes area. Again, just coming up with all kind of great things in that particular area where they're giving credit to, obviously been around everywhere and made its way throughout the United States. I mean, throughout the whole Americas. The annealing process, which is another form of science done by the Aborigines, independently done. Obviously, they're the first people to deal with metal, so they're coming up with all these different forms of science. One of my favorite ones is etch acid. It's where they use electroplating. It's where they use electric energy to actually weld and shape the actual metal. They actually use electricity, and then etch acid, they use chemical reactions with a certain metal to manipulate. Brother. All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I think we're going to start naming you verbatim. Even though I know the word is pronounced verbatim, we got to spice it up a little bit for you and say, yeah, that's my brother verbatim right there. You know what I'm saying? Verbatim.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sourcing up for you, man. That's all I can do is give you what the experts say and do my observations.
Well, let me show you something. Normally, hold up, brother. Hold up. Normally in a debate, you show up with what you think and what you say. I've been debating the experts my whole YouTube career. I thought I was gonna debate Aboriginal power tonight, but I'm debating them over there, them experts over there. And you know, I'm gonna say it's like you're hiding behind them and they, and I've been slaying the experts my whole career. I make mockery out of these so-called experts. If you're hiding behind them, I'm their worst nightmare. So imagine the predicament you're in right now. You're showing up with they say, and you saying I can only just tell you what the experts say. When hold on, the purpose of a debate is for you to tell the people what you think. It's no different than a Christian that show up saying what the Bible say, the Bible say, the Bible say. You just traded your Bible for they say, and they is just the hierarchy that's over everybody. The hierarchy that's ever ruling you. The hierarchy that's over us. So check this out, my brother.
Can I say something to that, please, if you don't mind? I mean,
no problem. No problem, man.
All right, yeah, like I said, I'm just presenting the sources, man. So, like I said, when I came on here, I told you I was going to give you what my ancestors said, which is the primary, right? The actual, and then I told you. But
you didn't do that. You gave us only what they say.
I did that earlier, and we're gonna get into the primaries.
I gave what the ancestors said, which is why I said my only sources is going to be the archaeological and artifacts that's left behind by the ancestors. I went to statues.
Oh, yeah, I know the statues.
I went to architecture. You went to a bunch of written references, and they say, yeah, go ahead.
Let me get what I'm trying to say off, and you can say what you try to say. Let me get what I'm trying to say. I told you when I came on, I was going to present what my ancestors did, which I went through several different primaries of Boma Park mirrors, codexes, and I haven't gotten into a lot of other stuff. We just now getting started. You see what I'm saying? On the sciences and how they didn't come from Northeast Africa. And I also told you I was.
And we ain't even talking about that part yet.
No, we ain't even got that part yet. We just talking about science in general yet. We ain't even talking about how it came from either spot yet. We ain't even got there yet. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get into that next. But what I'm saying, without trying to be cut off, I told you.
No, I ain't cutting you off. I'm letting you speak during my turn. I'm nice like that, yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
No, you got it. I'm nice like that. Take your time.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, I just want to say this real quick. I told you I was gonna come with primaries, what my ancestors said, and I was gonna give you contemporary. The contemporary, obviously, you don't like. I understand. A lot of people have their own gripes with it. But this is how you give the expert. This is how you give the people something to go off of, so they can do their own research to go off of it. It's kind of hard when we just talking about what we believe without nothing to research to go about it. So I like to give.
So actually, let me grab my mic back. That ain't what we doing. We ain't dealing with beliefs. What I'm telling you, brother, is if you dealt with methodology, you wouldn't have to go with they say. You'll have your own conclusions. As a black man, let me screen share something for you. Let me show. And I want all brothers in the chat to listen up with what I'm about to share here, because I've been doing this a while and I'm about to give y'all some Jews. Hey, stop your screen share, brother. I can't stop your screen share. Can you stop it? It's my turn. Yeah, appreciate that. So,
hey, you got to realize when we made the claims, that was my conclusion. Now I'm not sources to agree with me now. Brother, I already gave my claims. Now you
gotta let me talk at some point, so we can move on forward. But salutes to you, brother. So check it out, guys. You can tell me what you're gonna do and do it, and I still can say that ain't a good idea when you do it. And right now, I'm just saying, even if you just say hypothetically speaking, if a miracle happened and you won this debate, right? You didn't really win it. They won it. Because throughout the whole show, it was they say. Now, that's what I'm telling you. As a black man, when you do the scientific methodology, you don't always got to go with what the white man's saying and what they say. And I'm not racist at all. I just think that black men do have the ability to have a say for themselves. I just don't think we know how to do it. So I'm gonna show you what I mean, how to do it. Is to do this methodologies, because the conclusion right here is to say. And that's all the people who you regurgitating doing. You can do it too, hokey pokey, hokey pokey. So you don't have to just show up saying they say, they say. You can have a say, and you can be like your boy, and you can be mentioned on a Netflix documentary like Brother Sanchez, because I am a scientist, meaning I do the methodology. I don't go with what they say.
I seen that shout out too. That was dope.
Yeah. I got to stroke my little ego a little bit. This is a debate. I got to let the people just know who the freak they're dealing with. That's right.
What he say? He said, they said, I think me and Bro Sanchez said we should get married. I was like, damn, nigga said Bro Sanchez. That's what's up.
You know, they gotta put my name in there some kind of way, because you talking flat earth.
No matter how they split it in, they split it motherfucker.
But let me get on this though. But go watch Behind the Curve. Everybody out there can see how how it was put in. So check this out, guys. Check this out. When I talk about scientism starting in Egypt, yeah, part of this science that we in, our science today comes from ancient Egyptian Kabbalah. And I swear to God, if you guys, this is a part of the research now where I may go over y'all head. Now, at this point, when we talk about this, let me show you some, my brother. This god Ahura Mazda is another form of Osiris, the god of the rings, Saturn, the god with the ring, with the rings around him. It's a form of Saturn. But I'm about to go somewhere with this here. This god right here, according to the occult and mystery systems of Kemet and Samaria and all that, this is the god that said, let there be light. Now, when you take a look at that image right there and you go to Big Bang Theory, because Big Bang is their science saying, let there be light. Now, this is them tying the Bible in with it. See, the church and the scientists are in the bed together. They all working for the Vatican. That's why they said they can prove Noah's flood. They trying to prove the religious system. If you look at what science give you for the artwork for the Big Bang, it's none but the god Mazda. It's the all-seeing eye of Saturn. If you look at it, it's the planet Saturn with the ring around it. It's them with the witch hat on. If you really look at this thing, it's nothing but a religion they giving our children of Saturn worship. Saturn, this god here, is what they giving us in school for let there be light, the Big Bang. It's a religion and we don't know it. Why? Because we left methodology. People telling us what our reality is and we just believe them and we ain't doing methodology. That's a religion right there. And I'm showing you right there that when I say science originated in Egypt, it's because all of this worship of the Pharaoh and stuff, Ahura and Mazda and all them is just different forms of this first Pharaoh Normer. All of this stuff, religion, believing in a God and all that come from Egypt. All of our scientists are in the bed with the theologian. Say what? What's going on?
I didn't see no clock time on it when I went to the YouTube. I didn't see no clock up, no time.
All right. Yeah, I was leaving the flow open for you to interject and go back and forth with me. But guess what?
No, this your chance to go in.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Well, I'll start my clock at 3 minutes instead of 5 in, because I probably was talking for about 2 minutes or so there. So
no, you can go back to 5, bro. That's fair. I'm cool with it, whatever, bro. I just want you to let you know.
Can I say something, y'all?
Your clock wasn't on, and I just want to make sure where we getting into the rest of the rounds.
Can I say something, y'all?
Go ahead, Chief, before I start it. You got it.
Streets need a body.
What'd he say? All right, cool. Check it out.
I said the streets need a body.
All right,
let's get it.
Let's get it. So I'm gonna start the clock. If I go a little over 3, cool. I got the permission, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. If this pyramid show social structure in ancient Egypt. When I say that science come from Egypt, I'm talking about the religion. The shit that Hillary Clinton them has sworn to. The people who given us that jab, right? That kind of science, the fake science, the diamond planet science, right? That's what I'm telling you. It's two agendas on earth. These guys who wear these robes like this, they are not real scientists. They are religious priests, which is why they say, I believe in science. You don't gotta believe in the scientific method. You either follow it or you don't. The science that you believe in and it got people dressed up like priests, I'm showing you that's the science that's based on the worship of Master. The whole science that's founded on a Big Bang theory and all this stuff. So when I say science come from Kemet, I'm talking about this science right here that has the scribes. If you look at this pyramid right here, y'all, nowhere on here do you see engineer. Do you see none of? Look, what I'm saying is your craftsmen, them are your real sciences. Your dudes building pipes, sewage systems, doing architecture, that's your craftsmen. Look who above your craftsmen and merchants, because your merchants and craftsmen, them your real scientists. Your merchants are basically like the guys, your stockbrokers and shit for the economy that's made from the products that the craftsmen produce. The merchants start to create a system of trade with that. Now look who above the merchants and the craftsmen and the farmers, y'all. Now all of that is what the whole shit founded on. You can't have a system without that. And they got the scribes above it. Look who above even the soldiers and scribes, the priests, the religious people and government officials. Why? Because they in the bed together. Here go one of your government officials who just so happen to be a theological priest. And why is our science theological? Because the root word theos is God. And again, it's based upon the worship of Master. It's based upon it's scientism. All of this corruption, this created a peasant class in Egypt. That's why you had a dumbed down group of population in Egypt called peasants, the class system that we in today. The whole concept of dumbing down your lower class come from Kemet. And that's why that pyramid is on the back of our dollar, because they still trying to practice that ancient Egyptian system today. They actually are practicing it. They tried to rebuild Egypt over here, which is where you got Memphis, all of this stuff. This is what the whole concept of our system come from, our fiat government. The first fiat government on earth come from Kemet, and it was based upon a new kind of science that was made to dumb the people down. And that's the same shit we honor today with the religious people in the same bed of your priests and pastors keeping us dumb. All right, so that's why I say this science comes from Kemet, but scientific method is universal. That don't come from nobody. Like I said, a child pick up a rock and ask questions and be a scientific doing the methodology, digging in the dirt. That's universal. Even my dogs do that. So I'm a yield the flow, brother. Thank you for that.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to the motherfucking American Aborigines in the chat, man.
Yeah, much love, man.
Get some energy in here.
Yeah, y'all turn up, man.
Drop some fire emojis. Drop the copper grizzly emojis in here, man. Y'all already know what's up. We got it, man. Shout out to bro Sanchez for letting me on, for being a good sport. Hey, we about to go ahead and get this in the bag, man. Let's go ahead and get it. I'm feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good. If you
screen sharing, let me get mine off, and then that way we don't waste none of your time. Let me get my screen share, get you up. I think you might want to screen share. There you go. I'm gonna mute up. Go ahead.
Okay, give me just a second.
Ready when you ready, my brother.
Yeah, my shit froze up or something. Can y'all hear me? Shit.
Yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
All right, I thought I didn't know if my shit was screen sharing or not. All right, so listen, man. When we get into the science and all this, I like I said, I'm gonna keep reiterating. I believe that the science came from the Americas. Why? Because, like I said, I'm just dealing with the experts. What's saying. But now, if you want to believe it, well, you want to know what I say. This is what I say. All the science came from America. We took the shit to Africa. They borrowed, well, obviously later on, systems borrowed it. The same people that established the masonry and the techniques of building and the science of map making and mathematics is the same people that implemented it, what you see in Northeast Africa. It's the same people that was here in America was over there. They didn't try to mimic Egypt over there off of Egypt over here when the land over here is older than the shit over there. That doesn't even make sense. How the hell can we borrow a concept from Egypt when we was building great shit before Egypt even existed? Come on, come on. We gotta be real with ourselves with this shit right here. This is nonsense. This is nonsense to not know that your Aborigines took their show on the road. Took their shit on the road. Listen, let's get into this letter, man. It said the idea that Europeans had introduced civilization to Africa is one of the biggest historical myths. In fact, evidence from archaeology and oral history and traditional languages and cultural practices strongly indicate that it was the South American Indians who introduced civilization to Africa some 7,000 years ago. Long before the Greek and Roman civilization emerged, the South American Indians had introduced civilization to Africa, thereby making Africa the second continent in the world to become civilized. Spurred by the South American Indian guests, and the Africans built their great empires that lasted for several thousand years at time of contrary and popular belief. So yeah, that's just one letter that gets into how we went on the road. Now, this is only agreeing with what the fuck I'm saying. I don't need this because I said what I said. I could just simply go over there and just ask the African. They're going to tell you the same shit. I could just simply go look at the zoo types of some of the oldest deities over there that ain't shit. We can go find the oldest animals to what these zoo types represent. Let's get into this other letter. From traditions of the earliest Americans. The Americans are the first inhabitants of the continent. It was believed that the wise Thomas Jefferson, that the Americans was the first seat of the human race, and that the Eastern Hemisphere was peopled by the Western. A letter by the president of Styles at Yale College in 1784, while representing the United States at the court of France and published in America, the museum for November of 1784, page 492. From this letter, the following abstract is taken clearly, stating that Mr. Jefferson believes that the first inhabitants of Asia, who so much resembled American Aborigines, went from America to Asia instead of Asia to America. That's another contemporary source saying and showing that the sciences went from here. What else do you have? We don't need these white men to tell you that they did that, because we know this. Why? Because we know that the Olmecs invented the number 0.
Hey.
We know that.
Oh, you're not screen sharing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're not screen sharing, bro. But let me ask you something.
Hold on.
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna pause your clock for a second. Let me ask you something. If what you're screen sharing is just what you're reading verbatim, then we didn't miss nothing. So
no,
just go ahead.
It didn't miss nothing. It's just confirming what I said.
I figure that. I figure that, man.
Yeah,
go ahead. Y'all
yeah.
ain't missing a damn thing. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
No, they ain't missing nothing. They catching all this goddamn truth. Let me get right back into it again. Look, let me get right back.
He's just gonna show you this. He's just finished. Before I stop your clock, I want to click your clock.
You off not one time in the
You're not being cut off. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. First of all, let me tell you something. Sister Betty didn't cut you off. she stopped you and did you a favor to let you know you weren't screen sharing. I was letting you know your clock is paused right now, and I was gonna give you 2 minutes because you only had a minute left while you was trying to get smart. I was trying to look out for you. So do you want the extra minute or not?
I'm getting into my bag. I just feel like, I gotta get my
All right, cool. Well, I'll start you where you at. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it seemed like shit. You talking about being smart, nigga? You throwing shots. I'm throwing my shots back. If you can't take it, hey.
No, I think we having a good respectful debate. Salute to you, Aboriginal pal.
Respectful battle.
You one of the best ones I've done as far as respect goes. So I salute to that.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Hopefully I'm screen sharing. This is just some of the stuff I was screen sharing just to give y'all that indication of what I'm seeing, because I'm already telling you that we went over there. These sources just confirming that. These came later on. And what we're going to get into is that we introduced a lot of other things besides just civilizing. Other things come with this food.
Still there? Did you mute yourself? What happened? Sister Betty, can you hear me? Supreme Chief, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think his mic is muted.
We'll give him the time. There ain't gonna no sweat when he come back. We can give him the time back. He stopped his share and he muted himself. Aboriginal, unmute yourself, brother. What happened? What happened to these? What's going on? Supreme Chief. Okay. I see he just unmuted his mic and muted it back. Some fishy going on. What the hell?
It said host networking is signal is weak, is what it said. It said host signal. Now, it kicked me all the way off, brother. I don't know what I thought I was getting into my bag.
Let me show you something real quick from my end. I want you to see this. Hold on, everybody. Look. You see what my hold on, everybody. Hold on. Look, everybody. See what my screen showing right here? Excellent connection. In the green right there. So
where can I go look at that for me at? Where do I go find it?
I'm showing it to you. I'm Sister Betty, can you see my screen share?
Yes.
You see what I'm highlighting in blue, Sister Betty?
Yes, the green button, excellent condition.
Excellent connection. We rolling good tonight. So I don't know what's happening on y'all end, and I don't know why Chief's so damn quiet. But hey,
yeah, I'm on fiber. Right now. You know what I'm saying? So I got high speed. My shit been working good. It always worked good. I never really had no problem. But as long as we good now, we good. So I'm gonna end that round right there. I kind of fucked up my little mojo. So you know what I mean? You got it. Go ahead.
That was kind of weird, but okay.
I only had a couple more minutes left. I just really was trying to screen share for the people what I was showing.
Okay, so all right.
I just want to make sure. Yeah.
So let me go ahead and say for the record, just to conclude on that whole thing, and we can wrap it up, man, that your comprehension to what I said on the last argument, I don't think you comprehended me, my brother, because what I said came from Egypt was the religion of science, scientism. Remember, I showed the picture of Hillary Clinton. I talked about why the pyramid on the dollar, the science they teach us in school keep us dumbed down. We can't compete on the level of those in power because they ain't gonna give us the kind of science that would allow us to do that. And that true.
I was
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying, I
just
wasn't
trying to.
confused on what you were saying because I wasn't rebutting what you were saying. I was just dropping my facts to without my claims.
No
That's
doubt,
all.
but see, and I would say what you did was gave us a lot of information, and it was good information that I would say is good, great information, but it wasn't really pertaining to the argument. It was just good information. It didn't really help or hurt you in a debate. It just let us know you got some information up there. Because
Yeah, for sure.
So, but the thing is, what I'll say now, man, we about at 2 going on 3 hours, right? And
We can make our closing remarks.
well, actually, I don't really got a lot of closing remarks. It is what it is. The debate is on the record. In closing, I can just say, respectfully on some sportsmanship shit. I do like the sportsmanship you showed, my brother. I think this was a good. I think everybody in the chat room can agree. Me and you set an example of what a good professional debate gonna go like. You know what I'm saying? With like minimal bullshit. Would you say that, man, you kind of